So what we just did was we converted percent to fraction. Let's do the opposite just for the fun of it. How to convert fraction to a percent. Convert fraction to a percent. Okay. It's like a transformer. You can convert it back and forth. Okay, so step one. You know what? I'm going to give you a fraction to look at here. You might want to pause this clip and then see if you can figure this out first on your own. What is 12 over 15 as a percent? Okay, so step one, you would want to divide the fraction to get a decimal number. Okay, so I think of it as the fraction bar means divide. Okay, so in division, you're going to have a division box. The number that goes inside the division box would be the top number, because I remember that it falls down to the right. Okay, so the 12 is inside, that makes 15 on the outside. Okay, so long division without the calculator, this is good practice here. Okay, so knowing that 15 cannot go into 12, I'm going to put in a decimal, and then this decimal would go straight up. Okay, ask yourself, can 15 go into 12? It's too big, so put in a 0. 15 times 0 is 0, and then you do your subtraction. Okay, you have 12 as a remainder. Bring down the next 0 here. Okay, ask yourself, can 15 go into 120? Okay, I don't know this. Your calculator does. So take 15 times what will give you 120. Okay, so it turns out that 15 times 8 gives us 120 with no remainder. Okay, you have a decimal number there, but the question asks you for a percent. So step 2, we're going to need to move the decimal place. Move the decimal 2 places. To the right. Okay, to get a percent. Highly recommend you write this down so that you remember it. Okay, so the decimal that we have is 0.8. Okay, and it says to get a percent, you need to move it 2 places to the right. So 1, 2. Okay, so the percent value of 0.8 is equal to 80%. Okay, so in other words, 12 over 15 is equal to 80%. This type of problem is sometimes tricky, especially if you haven't seen it for a while. So let's take a look at another one that is similar to this here. Okay, so let's convert. Let's have fun converting 5% to a decimal. Okay, so we converted fraction to a percent. Let's convert percent to a decimal. It's a triple changer. 5% to decimal number. Okay? Convert it to a decimal. Okay? Go ahead and give it a try. What would you get? Okay, so to figure this out, we're going to move the decimal two places to the left. So some of you might be thinking, hey, there's no decimal here in 5%. But if you don't see it right away, the decimal is right here. Okay? So again, in 5%, if you don't see a decimal, it is right here. Move it two places to the left. 1, 2, okay? What we'll end up with is 0.05. Okay, so 5% is equivalent to 0.05. Box out our answer. We are good to go. As a bonus, I'm going to give you one more question example here to look at. Okay. What is 8% of 200 and let's make it 150. Okay. What is 8% of 150? Okay. 8% of 100 would be 8. But 8% of 150, what would you get? Okay, so we can do this in 2 steps. So we're going to convert the percent to decimal first. Okay, so 8% converted to decimal by moving the decimal place 2 to the left. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so you have 0.08. Okay, we're halfway there. Now you want to find out what is 0.08 of 150. Okay, so step 2, translate this into an equation. What is 0.08 of 150? Remember, this is one of our keyword here of, whenever you see it, think multiply. Okay, so take 0.08 times 150. So what? We don't know, let it be x, is equal 0.08 of is multiply times 150. Okay, I'm going to need a little space here. So take 150 times 0.08. Okay, see what we'll get. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. Sometimes we can do this quicker than having to take out a calculator or your phone. So next we need to decide where the decimal go. So there's 2 places after the decimal here. So there's going to be 2 place after the decimal in our final answer. So 0.08 of 150 is 12. Okay? 12. Let's just write it as 12. Okay? All right.